Good evening, everybody. How's it going? I'm Rogue here with Godfather, and tonight we're bringing you week one of RGL Invite Highlander, season 17. Yep, okay. I double checked and we got it right. There we go. So, yep, we're here at week one. It's product. We have somebody help versus run it back. And I'm joined by Godfather. So, how are you feeling tonight, buddy?
I am all right. I am probably taking a season off from casting my amateur hour, at least until someone guilt trips me into bringing it back up. So excited to watch some Invite for the first time in a little while. Probably going to be about similar quality of TF2 from what I'm usually seeing in amateur. Amateur players pretty good these days. But no, this is going to be a good one. The third and fourth place team from last season head to head in week one. I'm excited about it. Who do you think has the edge here, Rogue?
Yeah, I think honestly, every season we talk about how much chemistry is on the side of somebody help, but I'll give the edge to Rib this time. A lot of these players are playing a ton of pugs in the off season. They have Demento, Jacob on Soldier now, which will make a pretty big difference as well, I think. So I think for a puggy map like this, we need a team that's going to play fast, and Rib's the one in prime position tonight. But do you have any thoughts yourself?
Yeah, I was just commenting right before we went live when I saw Jacob join the server. I mean, run it back having Jacob coming in on Sword of the season. I think it's going to be really big. Jacob, in my opinion, is probably the best Highlander specific player to ever grace North America servers, if not the world. So, the game sense and knowledge that he brings to the team, and then of course mechanical skill. That's going to be a difference maker, I think, for run it back here.
Absolutely. And the way I think of it is you have to win twice almost against a player like Demento, where, if you're the better team tonight or someone on your team is on, then maybe that's enough to win against most teams. But someone like Jacob, who is so good at adjusting, adapting, has seen it a million times and we'll see it a million more. At every halftime, he's going to have those like 3 or 4 bits of genius insight that's going to bring his team completely back into the game. So even if somebody help gets ahead, they won't stay there for long, if you ask me.
Yeah, so why is he coming onto Soldier? He's traditionally known as a spy player. Why the swap over?
Yeah, great question. Last season they had like a pretty grueling season, and a lot of times they try and get players like Bowl involved and a lot of other familiar faces like Carson and Hyphen, like on the Hood Naruto teams and things like that. But I think after taking a pretty tough second place loss last season, the team actually isn't coming back this time around. So a lot of these players had to find another home. And, Rib, like I mentioned, has a lot of the pug players. So, they're spending a ton of time around Jacob anyway. So, yeah, that's why we're lucky enough to see him here. But I think this might be his second season in Invite on Soldier. Maybe even third.
I think you're right. It's definitely not his first season on the class in
But
the
of course,
div.
compared to like 30 seasons on Spy. So,
Right? Yeah. Just the sheer knowledge that this guy knows has about the game and has about Highlander. I mean, think about how many thousands of hours he probably has on product alone.
yeah.
Um, like that, it's gonna be an absurd number for someone who's been in Invite this long, pugging this hard, and playing for such a long career. But there are certainly some other players that we should be looking out for coming in here tonight. Cool to see some returning faces. Who else are you excited about?
Ooh, let's see. I'll actually maybe take this opportunity to run down the rosters if you'd like to join me.
Oh,
I'll
go for it. Yes.
I'll take let's see. I'll take the side of somebody help and give just a quick thought. So they have Biffle on Scout, Sunny Soldier, American on Pyro, Country Toad on Demo, Caboose on Heavy, Constantly on Engineer, Fleeble on Medic, Mountain on Sniper, and Mike Lele on Spy. Um, Now, anyone who maybe caught this matchup when I casted it last season with Fireside, my player to watch is always Emmy, who is phenomenal on Scout. And while Biffle's good, I think, is in that like same hard carry. So I think if anyone's going to make a massive difference in this match, it's Mike Lele. Mike has brought like breathed new life into this roster of somebody help in a way where he's so sharp and so proactive where the rest of the team trusts him and knows to follow. So as long as Mike is constantly coming up with some ideas and some ways to get them in the game, somebody help has like basically a chance. So Mike is definitely my like linchpin for that side.
Nice. Other side of this matchup is Poseidon on Scout. Jacob, Already mentioned on Soldier Leaf, Mako Chalk, Gigi, I'm gonna assume, is pronunciation there. Foxy, Kaorn, who I used to play with, and then Jay Easy, rounding out the roster. Cool to say, cool to watch and cast Kaorn here in Invite.
Yeah, K1's a good friend as well. Yeah, I'm super excited to see his play. A very like consistent but smart sniper still. Like finds those weird angles as much as the normal ones. Find you a man who can do both.
Kaorn certainly can. Hopefully getting close to starting up here, waiting on some run it back players, it looks like. But we haven't heard anything from the team leaders. Talk about just to refresh everybody's mind, how should an invite team be playing product? What's kind of the default strat and whatnot?
I'm glad you asked because it's something that keeps me up at night every night, thinking just about product and about high ground and the Highlander house and everything like that. No, really, I think there's kind of like two wars basically, or two like schools of thought that are competing. So there's like the classic TF2 textbook of like, here's how Highlander started and how teams are like in general supposed to play. And then there's the teams that break that meta completely, right? So the problem with the textbook is it's so slow now. Like it says, keep your medic alive, play for Ubers and stuff like that. But the really great teams in today's era are the ones that go completely against that and say, forget the Ubers, we should win now and then win the next fight. Forget about the Ubers, right? And, rather than holding the point and letting them get some cap time that we have to use back into, no, screw it, just forward hold their spawn, stuff like that. So I think the team that plays a little more heads up, faster, farther down the throats of the enemy team are the ones that are going to take it. And I'll lament casting this game actually last season I mentioned because somebody help was caught the bug basically of saying, hey, after we cap the point, what if we hold passively on our own low ground every single time for the whole match? And then you can imagine that doesn't go super well. So I'm really hoping here to see somebody help adjusting and adapting, just get in there, move fast. Even if it fails, it's better to trade everything off and win the next fight rather than keep everyone alive while you lose, I say. So hopefully we'll see it something a little bit faster. But yeah, do you
Yeah,
have anything that
absolutely.
you're looking for yourself?
Well, fast paced is certainly important, especially for two teams of this caliber. The faster and cleaner playing team is going to win. I think product. Everybody's used to how soldiers can bomb on product, but also soldiers still get in on product. It's a testament to how strong this class is on this map. And I think we've already talked about Jacob, but also who is somebody help soldier? Forget already.
That would be Sunny.
Sonny, thank you. Sonny and Jacob, they're going to have to be difference makers here tonight. Making an impact, disrupting the medic play, all sorts of things to be done there. And so I'm excited to watch them.
For sure. Yeah, an American actually, like back in the day, we're talking almost 10 years ago, was sort of famous for his super aggressive play style, like constantly almost sacking into the enemy team, blasting everything open, setting everyone on fire, and just having the team follow up around him. So I know that defending against soldiers is something tough for somebody help. Having an aggressive pyro means you're not going to have as much defense on your medic.
Mm,
But the team is very used to playing together, right? So Fleeble on medic has a ton of support in players like Caboose, like constantly. Um, and I'll just take the second to let everyone know that they did go live and then immediately after pause in real time, which is 90 seconds ahead of us. But I'll, uh, yeah, they might be restarting here, which probably is a good idea. But in the meantime, I'll give a quick second to just say thanks for joining us here on Fireside Casts. If you'd like to support us, we have a Patreon style membership. If you type exclamation subscribe, we have channel VIPs, a bunch of unreleased content, and a couple more things that are very exciting, at least for me. So if you type exclamation subscribe, exclamation merch, there's a ton of great Fireside content available for the small price of money.
Small price to pay for salvation and for cool TF2 stuff like Fireside Casts. So, yeah, absolutely support if you're able. It's a cool thing to do. You can also subscribe here on Twitch. You get some emotes, you get to miss a bunch of ads. And it's 90 seconds till live for real this time, unless we get some more mind games with another pause, but that's unlikely. We've already talked a little bit about your predictions. What do you think the score line is going to be here?
Ooh, you know what, Godfather? I'll go 4-2 in favor of Rib.
Interesting, interesting. I am also thinking run it back. I think it might be a little bit more one-sided, though. I'm expecting a big game out of run it back. I think this is going to go 4-1. I don't think somebody help is going to be able to adjust as well as run it back. But we are going live in this week 1. Now for real. In this week, not for real. Jeez, come on. Why are they baiting me? Apparently this is fake. So says Doctor Underscore. I feel like we should cast it anyway, though, Rogue.
Yeah, I got nothing better to do. Here we are on mid with Jacob, a huge bomb behind, bombing all the way into the opponent's concrete. I'll be honest, I actually was joking at first, but that's such an interesting idea that I haven't seen personally. Normally soldiers will bomb for the high ground or to get on the combo, go for sniper, but to just wrap behind the enemy flank and push the reverse direction into that flank is a cool pinch.
We'll see if they do it again for real this time. This is Highlander Invite Season 17, Week 1. We're on product. It's Run It Back versus Somebody Help. Two great teams from last year. Bringing it back together onto the mid. Looks like Blue run it back here a little bit faster. Jacob up in the air, going for that bomb behind again, landing on the engineer. Good rockets and hits the follow-up. A lot dying, though, as Run It Back loses their med. Fleeble still alive. And this is a very clean mid-fight for Somebody Help. Even though Jacob got in and behind, now pressuring the medic a little bit. Fleeble very weak. Can Jacob get one more rocket off? It doesn't look like it, as he will burn to death late into the fight. Somebody Help comes out swinging.
There's a lot of good effort on the side of Rib where they kept the pressure up very late into that fight. But Somebody Help said, hey, if we just keep our combo alive long enough, well, that's a whole win, whole mid win. So full ad for Fleeble as Rib works their way into a off Uber drive push.
Yeah, with Mountain looking down their sniper rifle. Looking for a shot. They actually get pressured. Jacob pressures in and gets taken down by Consta's mini sentry there. The Uber now out for the red team. Fleeble got super weak off some pressure forced by the demo, and here's a bit of a free aggression coming in from the blue team. Run it back, wants to take space back.
Ooh, this time Sunny trying to fly in, land on Foxy, and a decloak from Michael Lele as well. Foxy down to only about 35 HP in that sack. Now keeping their medic alive, but hey, if you're Somebody Help, that's a great 10 seconds to buy on the clock. Now, Mako and Poseidon working their way across point. Oh, wait, Poseidon gets a little over-aggressive and doesn't even need this Uber to go and clean up all these picks. Jacob actually getting caboose late is great too.
I was about to say, Jacob, and finding that late pick onto the heavy, taking away that health pool, it's a little bit harder to position now. No forward hold, but Sniper up on the boxes. Didn't really have enough pressure to forward hold, I suppose. Sniper's going to have that great sight line, and Uber's about to even up here as well. Michael Lele going to be lurking in the back line. What I want to see here is the bomb from Sunny timed well with the Spy decloak.
We'll have to see. Uber's coming up even. J-Easy gets caught so early, but wait, Country Toad and Fleeble going down to half HP each. Mako and Poseidon having a much better Uber across this point, very comfortably holding their high ground. And look at the 4 flankers on concrete from the side of Rib. There's not really any way in for help.
No, not much found there. Jacob up in the air, getting some pressure onto Fleeble coming from the Demo Man primarily. Now Jacob, wrapped around, but only one rocket sent before Jacob gets taken down. 2 for 2, the point still in favor of Run It Back. They've ticked past a minute as Somebody Help gets back on the point.
And right now, wow, amazing pick from J-Easy onto Fleeble, and even American goes down to the Cleaver from Poseidon, so Somebody Help's combo got obliterated here, and...
Foxy just got obliterated, though.
Whoa, Sunny with a big 2.
Yeah.
There's so much cap time coming down, but you don't want to delay your players, because of course the team who has the point has a lot longer respawns. So finally the cap will come down. Foxy is a new spawner, but no Ubers for the next 40 seconds, so we have a dry.
Yep, dry fight situation. Bit of ad for Somebody Help, as you mentioned. Sniper's really important here. Looking for picks, looking for, SBS opportunities. Kaorn has to take an off angle, but Mountain's going to win it no matter what. Jacob in behind, looking for some pressure into Fleeble here. Hitting 1 or 2 rockets, has to back away as so many die and Run It Back. A lot of damage coming in towards Somebody Help, but not enough for any kills. It's going to be a forward hold, it looks like.
It's funny, you know, a lot of the soldiers' job is to get behind and turn their head specifically. So Jacob was fighting like a 1v4 with how many people were distracted, but then the 2 players left won like the 2v6 for somebody help. So they're able to stay quite a while. Michael Lele right now kind of calling which way Rib's going. Foxy coming up on this Uber near Cliff, actually coming down the hill. So we're going to start exchanging right about now.
Here is the exchange onto the demo and the scout. Classic Highlander product stuff. Neither team really finding many kills. One player out here for run it back. The spy's going to go in. Easy pick. And now everyone else is going to get exploded here. The pyro will find the spy, but dies themselves. And wow, what a great fight from run it back. Cleaning up some kills, getting back on the point.
Yeah, you can almost feel like the tide of the battle change the direction of the flow when one team has full control of connector. In this case, Rib put a little bit of connector pressure early and just won that war of attrition over time. So by the time the somebody help combo was getting pressured, they were getting spammed from point and connector.
SVS going the way, well, going no way yet, but Kaorn finding a pick onto American there, I believe. Pressure forward. Here's a soldier bomb trying to take down Caboose, maybe trying to pressure out that heavy, take him out of the flank, and they are able to find him. Keep the point in their hands a little while longer.
See, this I love from Rib. They're like, they have full ad. They don't need any picks in particular, but they're like, no, let's walk forward. Don't just sit here, right? So they go all the way forward, shove somebody help back. Now they got to heal back up, but Jacob actually going for a surprise play, which just lands on Fleeble. 2 rockets gone.
My God! That was clean. I was watching it from like right up close and personal to Fleeble, and they just evaporated, disappeared, gone without a trace as the fight pretty cleanly in the hands of Run It Back with the Uber coming out. There was pressure forward onto point, but Constant being pressured back. It would be a very slight ad for somebody to help here, and good time on the clock, but Run It Back going under 10 seconds here in round 1.
Yeah, that's the veteran savvy from Demento. He's like, I know they're sitting and talking about their play. I know they're distracted by trying to figure it out. And even Fleeble just getting walked at by Poseidon, by GG on point, by Leaf on point. Jacob goes back in. They say, screw it, yeah, we'll just feed everyone not in our combo at the point. And they
Spy be spy.
all obliterate so many people, even the spy on spy action. Wait, what?
They're
Truce.
that was more akin to the comic book Spy versus Spy. They both messed up.
Yeah.
No kills going there. It is overtime for Run It Back. Sub 30 seconds for somebody help as the Ubers will be even for what should be the last fight here. Jacob gets behind pretty cleanly. Has some overheal to work with when he starts that fight. The Ubers are being exchanged. Not much happening. Jacob still flying around the background. I can see his silhouette through the walls as he picks up a pack and now landing onto Fleeble. Oh, will get taken down by the scout. A couple of frags going in favor of somebody help as they are going into overtime here as well. Chalk needs to touch pretty soon. Here's pressure from the demo man. 3 down for red, 4 for blue. Oh, and it all falls apart. Somebody help, please house.
1-0 for somebody help. And yep, there to me, Connector is the decision maker again. Caboose ended up on flank in the post, and that wins the entire fight, getting round number 1 for somebody help.
Yeah, not what we expected, but I think this is an opportunity for Jacob to kind of rally the troops, get that adjustment made. I'm interested to see how this mid-fight goes. Run it back, trying to even the score. Jacob up in the air again. Really pressured this time. Michael Lele going for the decloak, gets caught by Chalk. No spy in hand now as Jacob and Jay-Easy making some plays. Chalk also putting out a ton of damage here, and somebody help is going to lose a lot of players, including their med.
They make it look easy this time with those adjustments, right? Kind of having the right players peaking at the right time. It felt like there was that wall of death from Rib that came across the points, including the medic, and you're the safest when you're surrounded by teammates, right? So here's what I like to see, right? Rib is now holding in the enemy spawn, basically, holding them from every single one of these doors. There's no sacks that can come for your med when you're looking at every door. Chalk goes down for door number 1, but trades 2 players for it. Foxy barely gets pressure. Finally, somebody help us working their way up Cliff, but all the players from Rib are going to be back by this time, and Jacob
he has no fear. Jay-Z picks up the pyro, the revolver aim on point. He's staying in. The madman will cloak away. Which is overwhelming pressure, I think, from running back on that mid, which you were kind of getting at. And They keep that pressure up with the forward hold. Now have to back off a little bit. Somebody help needs to make a play happen. I kind of want to see a soldier bomb, but I never know what to expect with invite players.
We are coming up on these even Ubers here, and yep, Country Toad Biffle working their way across point. Ubers exchanged. Right now, there's actually some great high ground from somebody help from Mike Lele. Constantly, everyone. Jay-Z and Jacob, wait, just go and blast it wide open. They say no high ground now. So Rib just kind of has to chill around their own rock, and now that they, took that avenue away, Caboose makes it through connector onto Foxy. Rockets coming out from Sunny as well, and just barely don't get the pick onto the medic. So somebody had a great idea of a salvage, but Rib's too stalwart here.
KR finding some shots, getting into a bit of a rhythm. It is a good ad now for Run It Back. Good to see. Blues NG. GG, 162 ping, what's up with that? Where are they from? Do we know?
Sorry, one more time?
Where is GG's NG from with 162 ping?
Oh, that I don't know. Yeah, I wish I knew.
Push coming in from somebody help, sub 60 seconds now. Kaorn is taken down from the body shot by Mountain. The blue Uber is out and Fleeble gonna go down! Really great pressure. Mako gets in, gets the kill. And, well, GG playing the point with the engineer shotgun out, will go down. Jacob, big bomb, great ragdoll, and this is going to be great aggression from somebody help. They kind of turn that fight around, make some ground back up.
Yeah, tough. It's tough to play against a player like Dementor, right? Where Mountain kind of can't get comfortable here and really set up somewhere because you just keep taking, even if you think you're set up, you take 110 damage even when Jacob dies. We got to go back and get healed, and, you can't take body shots anymore without a buff. Off Ubers right now, and Rib is already working. Jacob is pressuring this flank with his 4 players from somebody help, so Rib is a little bit stuck on the low ground, just trading damage. 70% Ubers on each side.
They are pressuring forward a little bit. The scouts dueling a little on point. Kaorn taken down by Mountain again. It's hard to say, but I think Mountain is winning the SVS so far. I'll take a look at that in logs when we get to the half. Pressure onto the medic is not going to be enough quite yet, but now the Uber in from Poseidon picks up Fleeble. Mako on a 5k as well as they kill Country Toad. Demo and Med both going to fall. Pressure in onto Foxy, but nothing finds it. Mark Jacob hits a nice rocket to kill the heavy. Just 4 alive, and they're going to be chased down here by Poseidon. It looks like going for more kills. Has to be careful and will back away.
Yeah, some of Rib hasn't been around Invite too long, but Poseidon is a very savvy veteran, right, where he's like, no, they're gone, they're not doing anything, so he just gets super greedy with good reason. Now Jacob turning every head around, no one from somebody help can even get near the point 10. With less than a minute for somebody help, we have round number 2, 1 in favor of Rib.
Yep, making those adjustments, and when we saw, double overtime round 1, somebody help was still at like 2 minutes, 17 seconds or something there. Run It Back really played a clean round. Rogue, I'm going to let you take us through mid number 3. Who are you watching?
All right, I'll track Mako here. Right now, kind of waiting for the medic to get this point across, and now that Chalk kind of takes the front of the arrow, spearing across point, Mako now finally just blasts across, doing these 40 damage stickies, but clearing the path that entire way. So now you see Mako sat here around, Scout in front, Pyro on one side, Heavy on the other. That's exactly how you want your combo swinging. They're so, with that wall of death so comfortably across the point.
Watching each other's backs too, really good spy awareness, and taking down Mike Lele there. They can't get any clean picks to turn the fight at all. Big bomb from Jacob in onto Fleeble, 1 health! No way! No kill there for the soldier, but very similar attempt to what we saw earlier. Fleeble now going to be around 60 health for the repush. Even situation. We will have the use in by the red Demo man playing forward. It's Demo and Scout for both sides. These supers are going to fade, and the post will be important. I heard a Demo go down. That's Country Toad. Now Jacob will bomb. Keep the pressure up, Rogue.
Right now, Sunny, trying to get back in, and Foxy down to 20 HP and goes down! Sunny from downtown, the fadeaway rocket in the last moment. The no medics on the board, it's just health for health here being traded back and forth. Rip actually moves forward with this and says, screw it, or if we're likely to lose with our worst spawns, we should make it really painful, and somebody helps says, actually, that's fine, and walks away from now getting buffs.
Mountain continues to win the SVS here. Jacob will make a big bomb, getting in onto Fleeble, and that is another kill. Chuck gonna pick up the spy as well. And
Sunny
well,
is in the house of Foxy, and actually
Sunny.
just 2 rockets like straight shooting at the feet in front of him. Caboose now with Chalk, where both of them are ringing around their rosies. Wait, somehow Caboose manages to win out on this heavies passing each other as ships in the night. But Mako actually working across and doing a weirdly high amount of damage to Fleeble. Finally, the revolver coming out from J-Easy, but gets cleaned up as we finally start to let the dust settle a little bit off Ubers for a good while.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised somebody help is able to clutch that one out. Really off the Sunny, uh, equalize their kill onto the medic, evening up those Ubers. Now going to actually be very, very slight add for somebody help as they hold the point. Sniper's peeking, Kjorn half health, I imagine took a body shot. Oh, Mako stands still, eats Mountain's 50 damage shot, and no demo for this fight. Oh, but it nearly dropped. J-Easy, really nice stab there.
Fleeble down leaves Foxy on 90%. It will be basically a full ad by the time Fleeble respawns. So now let's see. There's so many players down on somebody help. Is Rib going to hold forward? But I actually see Caboose and Sunny pretty well primed on flank here to sort of stop any of those ideas. So no, right now Rib opts to just kind of hold passive with their Uber, try and play for sacks. They only have a minute left to hold before they take round number 2, or their second round, I should say.
Round number 3 so far going well for Run It Back. They're going to pop this Uber here, try to play aggressively. Can they chase down the medic? It doesn't look like it. Fleeble out to spawn under the protection of their Pyro American. And kind of a failed Uber there for Run It Back. It's going to be 30 ad for somebody help here.
Yeah, that felt weirdly uninspired. It was the right time of the play, but it wasn't orchestrated super well. So right now, somebody help is able to just sort of barrel across the point here with their better spawns. They know if we trade down, we're going to be better poised once the dust settles. So right now, GG being a late death and seeing that 20-second respawn time.
Spy on the medic. Oh, gets sniped down by Mountain protecting their medic. What a play.
Now we're working our way onto point here with somebody help where, okay, great, they have point, they have ad, but they have to defend for 2 minutes almost straight. Make very few mistakes along the way. So right now they're working just Sunny and Connector, playing a lot around Mountain here on Rock. So we'll have to see if Mountain can start this hold in a good way. Working away now, the Ubers do come out. We're traded across the point. And Rib is actually getting a lot deeper than they should be, I think just because of this connector presence. Where, yeah, Chalk manages to go to half health, sure, but so many players are healthy now as a result. There's so much even point cap coming down, and Leaf doing a great job. Poseidon and GG getting so much cap time down. Even though the numbers have been even, and a great snipe from KO on the Fleeble. But even numbers this entire fight, but there's so much cap time, so much presence from Rib across the map that, yeah, somebody helped just play a little bit too passive, kind of gave it up for free. So there we go. Half number 1 is a score 2-1 for Run It Back. First of 4 wins.
Yeah, I mean, a standout player right now has to be Mountain. Even in this dropping 2 rounds, Mountain is hitting a ton of shots. I'm excited to take a look at these logs. I don't know if we have them yet from... logs might not be working super well. Bear with us.
I'm trying to think my way through as well, like other impact players, excuse me. Yeah, I think GG is someone you mentioned earlier, but is buying so much space around the map, right? It's kind of working that flank with Chalk and giving the team so many avenues back into these dry fights. And it's also keeping up the point pressure, keeping a little bit of help on defending the medic. So I've liked GG a lot in this so far.
Still waiting on logs here, as it's not working very well. What do you think somebody help needs to be focusing on in terms of adjustments here in this halftime?
Their defaults are honestly, I think, very good in the way that, in the first round they won the mid fight, and in a lot of these rounds it was, well, I guess this last round wasn't that close. I mean, I think there was a minute or so on the clock. Either way, I think what somebody help needs is a little bit more commitment from the salvages and things like that. Like, you're going to lose Fleeble, you're going to lose Mountain. It's all right. Push all the way across the point when that happens. Don't just kind of go for a quick and dirty play. Instead, go for something really meaningful and significant. So I want to see somebody help just get more aggressive or especially more just present kind of where they're trying to play on the map.
So we do have logs now. If you haven't looked yet, how many kills do you think Mountain has?
Oh, 20.
Yes, exactly that.
Really?
31 headshots. Yeah.
Whoa.
Top kills with 20, 511 damage per minute as well. Only behind Mako with 544 there. Mountain is putting in a ton of effort here, and just team struggling to meet that level, that standard.
As yeah, actually I'm looking through here to see like sort of the difference makers. Sort of both heavies pretty close to each other. Um Constantly actually putting up some like stealth numbers going 15 and 7 on engineer there with a good amount of assists and things like that. Um Top damage was Mako, and then after that is Mountain and Country Toad. But even Jacob, with all the sack plays that he went for, are still fourth damage the server, right? So Sunny, for example, stayed alive more, but did less damage and things like that. But I actually want to shout out the medics, where I kind of I didn't mention it at the beginning, but Foxy is someone I think is phenomenal on the class. I do a lot of mentoring, a lot of demo reviews. I've watched anyone who's played anywhere in or near invite. I've watched a single or double digit number of their games at least. And Foxy's fantastic, where I kind of didn't mention in the pregame how much of a impact this will make on their roster to have a medic that's this sharp and this fast, where like Foxy doesn't get super surprised, doesn't get thrown off or caught off guard, but also is very ready to commit deep to some of these stronger plays. And yeah, I think that's kind of making a big difference here too with a lot of these forward plays, a lot of these point holds. Foxy's sort of always in the right spot. Versus we mentioned on somebody help, their combo will play a little more passive, or they'll try and keep their medic alive so much that they never contest at all. So I think that's a really big reason why Rip's doing well right now too.
Chat was pointing it out, but the SBS right now is 10-1 in favor of Mountain. Uh,
Oh my god.
which that's tough. That's really tough to deal with. Um, I guess medics. Did you talk about the medics? I kind of zoned out for a
You're
second.
good.
Nice. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, we.
yeah, the wrong soldier was displayed on the stream. I yelled at Doctor Underscore, but he didn't care.
No, it's all good. We yeah, honestly, I think with the way the meta goes today, it's not like one person makes or breaks Highlander like it used to back 10 years ago, back when I don't know, I used to be young, I used to be beautiful. But
You are
now I
still
think
beautiful. Have you guys seen a picture of
no.
this man? Oh, Rogue's land pictures are amazing.
Thank
Anyway, go
you.
on.
Yeah, either way, so I think honestly for Kaorn here to go 1 to 10 for the SVS is like, oh man, that's really rough. But Kaorn's KD right now is 1, or like more than 1, basically. So that's really, really difficult that almost all your deaths are to the sniper, but everything you're still finding frags basically. Um so to have that impact and to kind of again carve your way back into the game for your team, like whenever necessary, basically, I think that's something great out of Kaorn that will keep them in a solid spot for the next half.
Speaking of the next half, we're going into it shortly. Do you think somebody help has it in them to mount a comeback here against Run It Back?
I don't think so. I think Rib has showed us really great poise, and I feel like Dementor kind of has their number now at this point. So I'm feeling actually 2-0. What about you
Oh,
in this
I'm
next
also.
half?
I mean, I originally called the 4-1, so definitely seeing this as a 2-0 here for Run It Back. I want to see my prediction come true. Um, Start the season out strong in the casting booth. But yeah, I think it's just too tough to go against the brains as well as LeBron on Run It Back, and somebody help probably isn't going to be able to adjust here.
I think it would be great too to see a little bit like some of those collapses from Sonny and Mike Lele worked really well. So you might even want to be a little bit more trigger happy going for some of those plays. Again, just have something fast, keep your team in the game.
We are going live into half number 2 of Run It Back versus Somebody Help. It's currently 2-1 in favor of Run It Back in this week 1 matchup. My name's Godfather. Rogue is heading to the bathroom real quick, and Dr. Underscore is on cams for us, taking us through this mid. Jacob going in deep early and takes out Mountain. Will go down for it. As the fight continues to unfold, Poseidon pressuring forward. Fleeble all alone as their combo kind of gets obliterated. Boost down to 22 health right now. As the mid fight cleanly in the hands of Run It Back. And they will get some pressure out. Chalk outputting the damage. The cap comes through. Caboose super weak still. And Rogue is back with us. A dominant first mid that you didn't witness. What do you think happened?
Oh, what do I think happened? Honestly, I think just kind of the rib combo worked their way forward again. Chalk staying alive and giving the team enough room to go in. Actually, I see Jacob flying forward, and if Poseidon's ball hit onto Fleeble, I feel like we'd have something to work with. But hopefully,
Ubers are going to be exchanged here across point. Fleeble gets pretty weak before popping. Pressure onto Mountain isn't going to result in any kills. A very fast-paced fight here. Country Toad going to eat an arrow after so much damage. Jacob from behind, pressuring onto Consto, it looks like instead. As players falling for somebody help, a nice kill by Kaorn, picking up the med, excuse me. And that is just 4 alive now for the side of somebody help. Mountain gets gunned down after, of course, taking out Kaorn.
Well, Michael tries to go for a decloak, ends up getting caught for it, and somehow sneaks away. All right. But I think that was a case where, in that fight, somebody help had to win now, which is really important, because if you give someone like Jacob and the rest of the team enough room to breathe, where Jacob now just goes and trades for Mountain just for the fun of it, just for the sheer thrill. Even Country Toad gets blasted apart as soon as they try and make their way towards point. Caboose getting headshot, spammed, bleeding. Goes down to actually 30 HP, but Ubers are up for Foxy, 50% for Fleeble.
Yeah, this is a strong start to half number 2 for Run It Back. They're playing cleanly, playing together. J-Easy lurking above. Decloak maybe in a moment now. Decloaking in onto the medic. Can they find the stab? And they do! Get the gun kill. J-Easy picks off Fleeble, but so many will fall on the other side of things. The Uber also expanded the spy from up top. Will pick off the Pyro. Now looking to gun down the medic, and successful in doing so. Michael dies for it. But what a play, and somebody help fights right back against Run It Back.
At times like this, Godfather, I like to ask my teams, like, are we going to win by playing the way we've played so far? And I don't think they're going to hold for, like, more than 2.5 minutes with these kind of passive plays. Like, right now, nobody's on flank except for Sunny. Not a lot of high ground, so I think somebody help is just kind of, like, asking for it from their body language, right? So J-Easy is one person who comes in, already Fleeble has to back up. Fleeble's gone, Country Toad has to back up. So Mountain is actually the one holding it down here. But for Caboose and Sunny just now...
One more rocket! Oh, Fleeble's super lucky there. As Jacob
nice movement.
Rocket off. Yeah, great movement.
Yeah, Rib working their way across the point. Again, they got that one combo player to back up, basically. And actually, Caboose and Sunny working their way through, and they grab it onto Chalk. That, believe it or not, shifts the entire momentum into their favor, because Poseidon now is caught off guard. So we'll kind of see how much of a difference maker this flank is here on the map. You got to make people turn to the side. If they can see where you're coming from, they can defend against it, right?
Jacob looking for a bomb, it looks like. Now going for it now. Oh, what a play! Good force! Sonny can't do anything about it. The Uber coming across the point. Now the exchange, Run It Back. Getting some pressure. Fleeble absolutely obliterated, and Country Toad is going to fall soon thereafter. Really great re-aggression there from Run It Back.
Fast cleanup, slight ad for Foxy. The Uber's probably going to come up basically when the round timer is over for Rib. J-Easy right now trying to spot out where they're coming from. Constantly actually with the fully charged glow stick with some of those revenge crits on the... what's it going to be called? The Frontier Justice?
Nice
By the
shot,
way, nice shot, Mountain.
But yes, Frontier Justice crits in hands. And those can be scary. Oh, Kaorn! Nice kill onto Fleeble. Pops up into the center of the map, gets that frag. Thief is going to take down the spy. So many falling here on the side of somebody help. But here comes the Engie, kind of dancing on point with those revenge crits.
GG versus Biffle here on the flank. Both of them again kind of do 12 damage to each other and back up. Caboose and Sunny working their way onto the point, but there's just no cap time, and Foxy has full Uber.
Ooh, Uber's going to be in. Kaorn looking for some shots here, gets pressured, but good damage onto the heavy before they're taken out by his team. The rest of somebody help flooding forward here, but they're all getting evaporated. The medic living, that's Foxy staying alive. Now Country Toad playing the flank, gets obliterated. Chalk outputting the damage, and this will be, in the end, another run it back round win. 3-1 so far.
Yeah, very well played from Rib. They're comfortable playing their game. You know, it took them around to find their style here and find the exact answer to somebody help. So, yeah, we'll see if they can keep it up. We're coming into the 5th round here. The score is 3-1 in favor of Rib. First team to 4 points wins this week number 1 match here on Product.
Shout out to Chalk. I really like that he runs the varsity jacket on heavy as his scout medic. That's my favorite as well. But we're in on a mid, and Kaorn opens things up with the Fleeble headshot, and you know, that's just setting the pace here for Run It Back. Foxy gets pretty weak, but will it be enough for somebody help? Oh, maybe! They get so much damage in there, and Run It Back kind of weak.
Wow, yeah, Constantly and Biffle just almost overstayed their welcome there, but just barely left in time where, yeah, they said, hey, wait a second, we have good enough health, we have good enough ammo, let's just stay. And everyone on Rib who was damaged, passive, reloading, they kind of got shoved out. So great heads-up play from the flank of somebody help, but right now Kaorn getting Michael Ailey's her first pick as Jacob flies in.
Jacob, been a menace here. Doesn't find too much that time, I suppose, compared to the average bomb from Jacob, but turning heads every time they go in because you pretty much have to look for it. Foxy eats a rocket, and Sunny will survive the landing, but died at the side in there. Foxy picks up the pack and Run It Back. Going to be a considerable disad here, but still trying to play forward as much as they can.
Yeah, see, Rib has Uber disad, and they're taking the game to somebody help. Now, like, Fleeble got forced on their own side of the map. Country Toad actually making a great heads-up play to fly forward, but Biffle goes down to it, not able to take that Uber far enough forward and flash the scout. So, hey, the Uber comes out, the Uber ad, I mean, comes in favor of Foxy here, but we won't have Ubers for a while. The offense should take this time to go for a aggressive off-Uber, faster play, but nice shot from out onto J-Easy.
Yeah, the Spy v Sniper has happened a few times here tonight. Mountain picks up another onto Mako, and continuing the reign of terror as Chalk gets gunned down there as well. Sunny will win the Soldier v Soldier, but this Sniper, Mountain, is going to be a rather feared foe the rest of the season after this week 1 performance.
Hey, man. Uber coming across here, Mako and Poseidon just taking all the damage in. J-Easy blocks Fleeble in, so Kaorn actually gets the snipe all the way from downtown. Chalk working the way across, and Sunny going for the sort of salvage play. Fox gets brought pretty low, and I like how Michael Ailey and Biffle try and work their way on flank, but somehow they find just the Pyro as Foxy's here by themselves on point with Poseidon. Yeah, it's funny here. They can't quite decide, like, do we stay forward with our medic? Do we back up and clear everything out? But Caboose, with the silent Tomislav, is still fully revved in connector.
Yeah, I was just noticing that. Maybe looking for a play. Jacob's going to spot them and get some spam out. Kaorn picks up Country Toad. So demo down for a little bit. But, geez, the Mountain has been tough to conquer here as he wins the SBS again.
Jacob doing so much work here on the flank. Takes Sunny down so low. Sunny has to back up. Now it's Jacob and Chalk 2v1. The Uber comes across point, and wow, Country Toad all the way blasted all the way back. Yeah, Mako and Poseidon doing a lot of work, just clearing it out, and you know, having that pick onto Fleeble with Mako is all that you're looking for.
That was one of the cleaner demo Ubers in immediately obliterate the medic that I've seen. Mako has no struggle there. Easy kill, 20 ad from Run It Back. Time a little bit closer here compared to last round. Somebody help, got it down to 142, but Run It Back in control. Michael Ailey pistoling down Kaorn, just getting dispenser armor here, and will survive. Chalk and J-Easy both dead. Caboose falls on the other side of things. This is a one fight for somebody help. Mako in trouble. Will escape to their own grasp, but Biffle wants to chase and will get the kill.
I want to shout out Poseidon, who actually is on the medic right now. Yeah, whoops.
Yeah.
Gotta get stuck behind. May as well not kill bind. But either way, Poseidon, yeah, hearing that the flank was annihilated, just goes and gets a quick 2K onto the flank, kind of helps the team back into that salvage after fight. But right now, JEZ kind of getting a position, calling out what the play is supposed to be onto Fleeble in about 10 seconds. Or now.
Or now. Kaorn looking for some shots. Jacob dead. Sunny taken down prior to that. The Uber is out. Country Toad will be dropped in it. Bit of a misplay there. The flash onto Biffle lasted too long in the demo. Has a really nice ragdoll, honestly, but really good aggression coming back from Run It Back. They're going to get the point and have 70 Uber to work with here, pressuring forward. They won't even need their charge as they are just out spamming the side of Somebody Help.
The Uber's coming up now for Foxy too, so 98%, 99, and there we go. So Kaorn right now is just thinking whatever shots and brings Caboose down to, I think, actually 3. Chalk is here, kind of just making the space on the point. Uber does come in, Mako blasted in the sky though.
But does it matter? And the answer is no, because Mako hits those. And Fleeble is down, as are America and Mountain. Mako has had 2 incredible Ubers in a row here, and it may just result in Run It Back's victory. 5 seconds left on the clock. Leaf playing forward. There is considerable cap time. Leaf playing very forward will go down, but now it opens up the door for Jake, who bombs Haunted Mountain. Easy kill there. Mako found Consta as well. The Spy going forward. GG wants a piece of the action. And, well, Somebody Help finds enough kills to work their way forward, but they're down for themselves. Have to be careful. The Spy playing very aggressive with Poseidon. The bomb now coming in onto Mako. That's Sunny trying to do their best. Fleeble dead. And this is a very drawn out round as players from Somebody Help try to crawl to point, but that will be GG. Run It Back takes it 4-1 over Somebody Help.
Yeah, big statement round from Mako here with those wild pipes onto Fleeble. So yeah, there we have it. The score is 4-1. Somebody Help got the first round, but after that, Rib more or less had their number and managed to seal the deal.
I am now 1-0 on exact predictions. We'll see if I can keep that going for the rest of the season. Who do you have as, we'll take a look at logs, of course, but who would you say, before looking at logs, player of the game should go to?
Player of the game, that's a tough one.
Or at least each team's MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mountain definitely on the side of Somebody Help. Mountain was fantastic. On Rib, maybe Mako? Oh no, Demento, I think, yeah. I think Demento is the big playmaker here. Even in those even fights where it was off Uber and things like that, Jacob kind of saw that thorn in the side sort of play where it says, hey, everyone is trying to do something on each side of the map. I'm going to go into a weird spot and distract 2 to 3 people for multiple seconds. And every single time, Jacob would go back and do that and even just die for it, but suddenly his team would win every push that happened. So, yeah, Jacob was phenomenal here, I think.
Absolutely. Logs are taking forever, but it's the first night of Highlanders, so maybe that's why. Um, I guess I'm in total agreement about your most valuable players. I think Mountain put up a hell of a fight. Just didn't have the team working as hard with them, and then Run It Back played a really clean game overall. Still don't have logs. I don't know. Any other takeaways, thoughts, expectations for the rest of the season?
Let's see. So I think, sort of as always, the Somebody Help roster is super coherent and cohesive, and they always play very well to stopwatch rather than Koth. So I think on a map like Swiftwater or Steel, you'll feel a really different feeling out of a team like Somebody Help. But Rib, listen, Jacob is an amazing addition. Foxy is an amazing addition. I think this team is going to do very well this season for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't really looked at the rest of Invite, as I do have 2 logs. Um, but are these expected to be playoff teams again?
I would guess so. Yeah,
Nice.
between these two teams, yeah.
All right. Well, I do have logs. Poseidon, in the second half, top damage with 549, top kills as well with 21. That is a KAD of 5.8 and a KD of 4.2. That is kind of outrageous, but thus his scout and accuracy on his scatter gun of 69%, which is pretty darn nice
Nice.
to come in with. Mountain also picks up 19 kills, 527 damage per minute. That's absurd. An absurd performance with what 39 kills over the course of two halves on a losing team. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, beautifully played. I mean, uh, I think it's great too to see both of these teams like have different players contributing at different times, and it's always motivating when it's not like someone ran away with it and things like that. But both these teams kind of put their best foot forward, and it is wild to me too to see stuff like on these logs where looking at someone like Jacob even like it did damage on the bottom half of the list, right? Like in the lower half with like the medics and spies and engineers and pyros, right? But still, Jacob's impact I think made such a massive difference. So yeah, shout out to both of these teams for a really great and well played match. We had 0 drops tonight, so both
Ooh, good
medics on
point.
on good behavior for week one. I like it a little more punk rock myself. You gotta just drop one or two for to get the edge
For the
off at least.
crowd. Do it for the memes at least. But yeah, that was a great match to watch. A good week one matchup, and a good finish there. A really strong showing from Run It Back. Somebody help will have some things to work on, some adjustments to make, but I have faith that they'll be able to come back stronger next week. Uh, I don't know. Any last thoughts from you? Any shout outs, I suppose?
Yeah, I'll shout out just our, like fireside production organization, whatever you want to call it, where you can exclamation subscribe for supporting fireside casts here and all the Highlander and sixes and everything in between that we love to bring you. There's cool merch, also exclamation merch. You can buy super cozy hoodies, shirts, anything you like. But yeah, as always, I'd love to shout out Dr. Underscore here on production for the evening, and shout out to you for joining me, Godfather. Good to see you.
Yeah, great to see and cast with you. Maybe I'll be back more often. I don't know who's supposed to be casting for Fireside this year or season rather, but I'd be down. I think. Um, I like that when you initially shouted out Fireside Production, Doctor Underscore said to us, "That's me." And yeah, shout out you, Doctor Underscore. Good to cast, good to cast with you again. Shout out both these teams, everybody who is watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the Patreon. Uh, uh, go watch this raid. Thanks for watching. Peace.